Hello, I'm Brother Carter.
And I am... who am I? Okay.
Start over. Hello, I'm Brother Carter.
And I am Val.
And we have a new show called
Tasteful and Toxic.
Coming out when?
Every Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Check us out.
Tune in. Tasteful and Toxic with Lawrence and Val. We're talking today about going 50-50 in a household relationship. How you doing on that?
Does it have to be in the household?
We're talking about relationships, right?
Well, could it just be a relationship? He may not be living in the house with you.
Okay, you messing me up now.
No,
I'm just trying to figure out, are we talking 50-50 in a relationship?
50-50 in a relationship.
Okay, so it is.
Relationships are all, today, it's a whole bunch of kind of crazy relationships out there. Okay. So we're not going to be closed-minded.
So we're not talking about as a marital...
We can be talking about that too.
We're talking finances. Going 50-50 financially.
Okay, that's only if you're staying together then.
I mean, you go on dates, right? Should that be 50-50 too?
Okay.
We can go any which way we want to go.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Tasteful and Toxic with
Lawrence
and Vaz. 50-50. That's what we talking about. 50-50 in a relationship.
50-50 in a relationship.
50-50.
Okay. And
how
then,
you doing there, Vaz? Oh, also before we start the show, we have two lovely ladies on the show with us today. Miss Stephanie is to my left, and Miss Tiffany is to my wife's right.
Mm-hmm.
And welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right.
All righty
So
then.
tell me, Val, how you feel about this 50-50 thing?
Well, I feel two ways. Sometime when I hear it, I get toxic.
Mm-hmm.
Sometime I can be tasteful. Because it's a time and a place for everything. Now.
So you both tasteful and toxic about 50-50?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Because there are times when you can be tasteful. If I'm just getting to know you, I want nothing from you. We're going out with my girlfriends or I'm going out with some friends. Mm-hmm. I think that we have a friend relationship. Mm-hmm. We're just friends. I think that it's okay. You don't have to pick up the check all the time. Mm-hmm. I get annoyed with people that feel like because you may appear to have $2, you should be the one paying the bill all the time.
Okay, so it's not necessarily that the male pick up the tab in a 50-50 relationship.
Well, you have different types of relationship. I'm speaking on a friend relationship.
Friend, you're talking about you, your girlfriend, you, your husband, you, your boyfriend, whatever the relationship is, you, your children.
Yes, I think that it shouldn't always be that one person always responsible for picking up the tab.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can get a little toxic about that. Now,
that's not necessarily 50-50 then if one person is picking up the tab all the time.
It can be 50-50 because they think in their mind they came.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They think in their mind, well, you invited me out, so I'm here, so I'm
what's
giving you.
They 50% is just showing up?
They think their presence.
Basically.
They think their presence there
is their 50%.
Is their 50%.
Well, help me today on that, Miss Stephanie, since Tiffany went somewhere else for me real quick. Steph, what you think about this?
50-50?
Yes.
So I'm actually the friend. I feel like sometimes in relationships, I'm going to give 70. Sometimes you'll give 30, and then other times it'll flip and it'll be 60-40, 50-50. But in a romantic relationship, I like to feel as though I'm being pursued by the male. And I do not pay for dates, like the first date or things like that. And so, but I do treat my boyfriend now, you know.
Because he's gotten up to that place.
Absolutely. But I also agree that when people think that you have $2, they think that you should cover things. And I'm an advocate for reciprocity in relationships.
Reciprocity.
I like that word.
Okay. Do y'all know what that means?
She always coming up with some words.
Well, I know. Golly. Do y'all know what that means?
Do you know what it means?
Baby, I do, but I'm going to
What is a reciprocity
Well,
Tell us what
in a relationship?
okay. I think it may not be the
So you
diction.
can't even say the word like that. You can't say the word.
I can't. It may not be the dictionary definition.
All right.
But I think we all have a responsibility. I think we all have. You have a responsibility to give. You have a responsibility how you treat. You have a responsibility how you allow other people. That's what I think. Am I?
Okay.
Yeah, it
And
has
break it
to
down
be
even
give
more?
or take.
There you go.
It has to be both. You're pouring in and you're taking from. It can't be that you're just taking from, because then
Yeah.
I'm left at a deficit,
Empty.
empty. Right?
Empty.
So there needs to be reciprocity present in our relationships. And it's not always going to be 50-50 in my opinion. But you learn the people that you're willing to go that 70 for, because they're in a season where they only have 30 to
There
give.
you go.
Right.
There you go.
Absolutely.
That's good to acknowledge that season portion.
But
'Cause,
some people
some-
stay in a season.
We ain't talking about.
But it is a 50-50.
Too long.
Too long, yeah. That's
if
and
you're in
they,
that situation too long, it'll never be a 50-50 then. So
well, should it be 50-50?
should it be?
I personally don't think that any healthy relationship, if you're going into a relationship thinking, oh, half here, there is no way our relationship will have lasted as long as it's lasted if you got your bills, I got my bills,
Right.
you got your money. Because there are sometimes you're going to be up and sometimes you're going to be down. And so it's never, you have to have a balance and a willingness to be able to pick up the
Yeah,
shortcut.
we gotta want to pick each other up.
Yeah, there you go.
I have to say, I think my opinion might be different than
That's okay.
everyone's, because I also want to throw in there, I have never been married, okay? But I'm against 50.
Before you go there, I'm gonna let you get away with that because I didn't go to you yet. But,
Oh, y'all know this is show. This is
I was
show.
gonna come to you.
This- oh,
But
he
I
got-
want you
he
to
got-
go ahead
he
and
got a
finish
little-
your thought.
He
there,
got a
Elsa.
little toxic.
My
Was that a little
bad.
toxic?
My bad. I didn't want y'all to say I was being quiet.
No, look, Tiffany. He got a little toxic. He did. It's okay.
He did.
See how
Toxic.
people change when they get their own show.
They get their own show. Don't they
He
do
got his
something?
shades
You
on,
see-
Yeah, you see
y'all.
how my head got big and everything. I think I'm a boss now, baby.
He got his own show. Okay, there you go.
Go ahead, girl, Miss Tiffany. Go
no.
ahead and finish your thought there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, far as 50-50, and you guys can enlighten me, I feel like in a marriage, why are we not in union? Like, I understand. Okay, so let's say one person makes significantly more than the other. You would be completely out of balance going 50-50 with that
Correct.
person. You're in, and if you have each other and you're in a union, why is it this is yours and this is mine instead of it being together? Now, as far as dating, that's different. But in a marriage, when I hear women say, "Oh, well, I got to make sure I pay my 2 bills and I got to, try to figure out how I'm gonna make this work," and they man over there going out of town and doing all kinds of stuff with his money, I'm like, it just vexes my spirit.
It
because
vexes.
yes, because why
Okay,
are we not in
JB.
this thing together?
Well, that's you're not against what we said. You're
Okay.
exactly
No,
what I'm
what
saying.
you're saying is this is toxic to you. This
Yeah,
50-50
it
thing.
is. It is. I feel like the God brought you together for a reason to be able to carry each other. Well, I don't care if it's whether it's the man or the woman, whatever your dynamic is. Saying that this is what you can afford versus what I can afford, and y'all are married, is insanity to me.
But what if they're not married?
Now, marriage is different. Now, if you're not married, that's different. And I really
You
don't
have
even
to
know.
tolerate a lot of things.
Yeah,
if you're not married.
well, if they can't
Sometimes
afford it,
it's-
then go on, girl.
Sometimes in a marriage, you have to tolerate different things
Yeah.
that you don't necessarily have to when you're not married. So what if you're 50%, 50-50, let's say 50-50, you are the breadwinner in the household. You have
More income.
$1,000 and your significant other have $300. Can you balance the 50-50 in that matter? I'm gonna go to you, Val, on that.
Let me tell you something. Again, that goes back to what Tiffany just said. It's unfair to expect the person that has
The
$300
No, the 300.
to have to come up to your
Yeah.
$1,000. That is not even, that's insanity. But so therefore, you're not taking anything away from that person or making that person feel less than, but their ability to be able to carry a certain amount of
And see, this is what I was
stuff
going
in
to
the,
say.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Bills, and I'm paying all this. You should be doing, no. But you can pick up in other ways. So it's not always about the money. It's not
Yes.
always
That's
about
what I
the
was
money. So
thinking.
your
Me
money
too.
may not line up, but your giving in so many other ways
Right.
can come up.
So your 50 can be tasteful, should I say? If one is $1,000 and one is $300, long as you making your 50-50 out of what you have.
I don't
It's
even like
being
50-50. I don't even
it's
like the thought
okay,
of
but that's
50-50.
what we talking about, I thought.
But that was the question.
I think what Val is saying is like kind of more like going at it equitably rather than equally,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
like
Yes, me too.
yeah, like if someone makes if they make half as much,
Mm-hmm.
they're still paying the same percentage of what they have to pay.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
That way it's equitable, but it's not like you're spending all of the person's who's like
Right.
making less money, you're spending all their money.
Yes.
Or they're spending a
Right, to
portion.
catch up with your,
Yeah.
And it's the same thing like in church or whatever, giving you 10%. Your 10% not going to be like my 10%.
Right.
That's a
You
good way to
know.
look at it.
I just think that when you're in a marriage, that comes with something different. And even in a relationship, you don't go into a relationship expecting to get half of whatever someone else is doing. You're going into a relationship trying to build a relationship. So we're getting to know each other. So as I get to know you, I'm going to be able to determine whether or not you're cheap. I'm going to be able to determine whether or not you're a giver. I'm going to be able to determine, because if you're always sitting back on your hands and you're never coming out, you're a taker.
Well, I learned back in 1978 with you. You know,
Oh, you just telling all our business. Why we got
All of it.
I tried to buy her a hamburger without the cheese, and she did not like that. She needed her cheese with her burger.
That's not what I wanted. I can buy my own. No, you didn't try. You went to give me a burger.
She having a flashback.
I sure was. Because
But
here's
this
the thing.
is tasteful and toxic.
I'm
with Lawrence and
sometimes-
Val.
Safe space.
Sometimes I can't be. Here's my thing.
She's special.
If you're gonna go and take me on a date, you're gonna buy something for me. I'm not going to eat no burger. I can take myself to go eat a burger. I've always been that way.
Wait. We talking back in 78.
I could take myself to get a burger.
No, you couldn't.
Yes, I
You was
could.
in the 9th grade.
I can still take myself to
Okay.
McDonald's and get a burger. I was setting a standard.
That's all I
early
was
on.
saying, honey.
I know, I'm not, but that's what I'm saying.
But
I
you
could-
see how tasteful and toxic we can be in 45 years.
But do you
marital
understand?
relationship
But you
with one
understand what I'm
another.
saying? That
Setting the
standard
precedent.
from day one. So I didn't want that.
She set the tone.
And you
That's
go-
all
you
I
gone
was
over to
saying
that other
back
girl
then.
It was
and take
about
up.
35 extra cent for that cheese.
Yeah, no, not even that much. Maybe it was about a dime more.
But he trying to
Say back
save
in the day,
money.
it might have been
He
5
trying to
pennies.
save money and just come here with a burger. Yeah, I'm not eating that. You can take that somewhere else. I can take myself.
But anyway, moving on. Steph, you think it's tasteful or toxic
You brought it up.
for a female to pay on first date?
I'm going to say two things. I'm going to say my preference, but then I'm also going to say that, like, do what works for you. For me, I am not paying on a first date. I'm not opening a door because, like you just said, I'm setting the precedence for the relationship, if there even is a relationship, or for the second date, right?
But
Especially
you
if
showing
you,
somebody how to treat you.
Right.
I'm going to show you how to treat me, right? And I'm also
You're going to stand right there. That door right there. If he can't go grab that door.
broken arms.
Baby, you're going to be there. You go.
Broken arms.
There you go.
What did you still sitting in the car for?
Because my motto is to treat me how I look. I look good.
Drop the mic on this.
Treat me good. My mom and dad, they not looking folks. They made me from the genetics.
Right.
And, I'm just not going to tolerate anything because, again, in relationships, we teach people how to treat us based on what we tolerate. And
Right.
those initial interactions are the ones that stick.
There you go.
But I have girlfriends who go on first dates and they're so independent that when the bill comes, they'll say, "We split it. I'll pay for my half. You pay for yours."
Girl.
I'm not soldier sister. I'm not the girl that says I don't need a man.
There
Right.
you go.
The Bible said when Adam, he said, it wasn't good for him to be alone. Because if the
Right.
one fall, ain't nobody there to pick him up. Child, I'm not the I don't need a man girl. I'm not soldier sister. I'm not a strong, independent black woman.
There you go. You gotta
I
stop all
want
that
what God
foolishness.
has for me, and
There
it's
you-
companionship.
Right.
And it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
you get. Yeah, there you go. Right there.
yeah. So this is my preference.
Your preference. All right.
Okay, look, come on, Abigail. Abigail wanted this
You know the
conversation.
help had to jump on in, y'all.
Oh, this not my show. This ain't my show.
Sorry, did we
Whose show is this?
I am the host. No. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was raised with the opposite mentality, with the independent, because I watched my mom kind of, and like I've seen people in my women get like kind of screwed over by like financially by like the men in their life. So like my kind of way of going about it is I'm gonna bring money for the date. Wherever we're going, I'm gonna be able to afford whatever I order, and I'm gonna order whatever I want. If I want drinks, I'm getting drinks. If I want the most expensive thing on the menu, I'm gonna get it. And I don't have the money to pay for it. But it will speak volumes if you let me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna offer, I'm gonna bring my card, I'm gonna bring my cash, I'm gonna tip well. But like, if you just sit there, especially if it's like, a guy, like, and they're trying to treat you and stuff like that, and then they say, okay, when they're too eager, they're too accepting of my payment, I'm like, you're cheap.
Yeah.
You broke.
Yeah.
And I was, can I say what?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was raised by my mom where she would have us recite, we're, strong black woman. And I am a strong, confident black woman. And I can take whatever date you take me on, I can pay for it times 10. But I'm not going to offer. Because again, you are pursuing me, and I want to set the precedent that that's just not the type of relationship that I want to be involved in. My arms are broken for a reason. They're not broken because I can't grab the door. It's broken so that you know that the type of caliber of man that I'm willing to invite into my life, he needs to be forthcoming. He needs to pursue me, show care. You grabbing the door for me, that's just you exhibiting care. And that's important to me.
Well, let me ask you this, Miss Stephanie. Now, was this the person you always been, or this the evolutionary version
Evolving
of yourself,
young lady?
Okay, was this something
in this regard? I have always been like this, but there are other things like self-love, self-worth, value, things that I have toiled with. But in this regard, my dad has treated me very well. He's been very kind to me, very loving, very gentle, and intentional in his relationship with me. And so he's shown me how a man should treat a woman, and how he's treated my mom. They've been married. They got together when my mom was 9, my dad was 10. My dad's 61, my mom is 60. And so I've seen it. And I've seen how love can help you to grow, or that toxic love can completely deteriorate your personality.
Wow.
All right. Now, this is, we're getting close to Tasteful and Toxic. I want to ask one more question before we end the segment. Instead, I'm thinking about birthday parties and stuff like that. And people invite you to a birthday party at an expensive restaurant. And I want to ask you today, Tiffany, is it tasteful or toxic for you to pay for your own meal when you're going to somebody? Someone invite you to their birthday party at an expensive restaurant.
Is it?
Should you bring a gift, or should you pay for your meal, or that's what you asked?
Yeah, say the question.
Maybe this is one of my cut the craps.
No, that's a good question.
No, because that's one of my cut the craps though. I mean, you invite me to your party.
But we don't have a cut the crap on. You're not stealing
I know it, but I don't know. I'm having a moment right now thinking about that.
Okay, well, go ahead and say it.
Go ahead.
Don't cut me off.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is your show. That's so rude.
That's love storming. What it is? Gas
Love
storming?
bomb.
You gas storming me right now.
Gas storming, Lord Jesus.
Okay. You're making up your own words.
All the time. Go ahead, Brother Carter.
So how do you feel about that? People invite you to a party at an expensive restaurant and
you
have to pay for your own food. Yeah.
I feel like I'm gonna give the wrong answer,
No,
y'all.
whatever it is.
Yeah, if someone invites you to an expensive place and you have to pay for your own, well, first of all, if they invited you and you knew where the place was, I mean, you should be able to pay for your own.
Okay, all right, and I like that. Here's the thing: you can be able to say, "I'm sorry, I can't come."
Yeah, you have to communicate and let people know. Like, seriously, if it's something that's out of your league, I mean, I don't mean to say it like that, but seriously, truthfully, you should let them know, hey, this is just not a good time for me. But if you come, if you invite it and you go, you need to be able to pay for your own stuff. Now let me ask y'all, is that something people do? Do they pay for everybody's food? Is that an expectation from people?
Well, here's my thing.
I would say yes to me. If I invite you to an expensive restaurant to celebrate my birthday, I'm paying for it all. I'm not asking you to pay for it.
Okay. I've never thought of that.
If I don't do it, if I'm inviting you to it, I think you should be the one that.
Here's our thing, and that's how we. Here's our thing. We feel like if we are inviting you to our home, to our party, to whatever, we are inviting you to celebrate. Now, if you want to bring a gift,
you should come with the gift.
Now, to walk into anything that I've invited you to without a gift, I think that is so distasteful, and you won't be invited again. Ever. Now, if we invite you, we choose to have our birthday celebration at an expensive restaurant. We chose that place. We chose that price. We want you to come and celebrate. And I know people don't do this. We're paying for it. We're paying for it now.
That's just how I view it. I don't want to. So now, when people have a party at a restaurant, I don't go.
He will not go.
I don't. No, I'm not going.
I actually have heard of that, and I think because my mom made me do that. I had a graduation dinner, and she goes, and I started inviting friends. She goes, well, don't invite too many because we're paying for them. And I said, really? Like, that's nice of you. I think it's like the younger generations don't do it as much.
And that's the other thing that I think about y'all generation, because y'all want. Okay, I'm going there. Can I go there? Y'all come up with all these. We're gonna cut it.
Go there, but we're gonna cut this here because we're gonna. Okay, move on.
Okay. Y'all generation do so much Instagram impressing and trying. Y'all just TikTok. Y'all doing so much of what y'all see. And those people that are out there paying for everything are trying to ball out of control on your expense. They want you to show up. They want to have these big pictures, looking good. To me, you're trying to impress the masses. And if I'm inviting you to celebrate with me, that's just our opinion, then I'm going to take care of that, period. Now, you tell me what's your thought on that.
Now, okay, so I've done birthday parties for myself, like not this year, but last year I rented out a movie theater. I paid for it, and I invited everyone to come. But if it's like something like that, I would pay for, right? If I had like a venue, I'd pay for the venue and the food and stuff. And but if it's a dinner, I don't even think the birthday person should pay. If I go to a birthday dinner with any of my friends, I'm 100% covering their tab and my tab. No questions asked.
I understand
but everyone else should pay for themselves. And if you can't afford it, then you shouldn't come.
So what is the difference if I have my party at a restaurant versus at my own house, which I provided all the food, the drinks? What's the difference? You see it differently when you come to my house. That you say, oh man, you spend a lot of money putting this together. I'm going to pay for this portion of it. You see the difference in that?
There's an environmental difference.
Yeah.
Like I'm in your domain, right? I'm in your hub versus now we're somewhere else, and now it feels like a different type of celebration. Being at your home and celebrating, then being at a restaurant, a nice restaurant.
That's exactly how I see it. Because if I have a birthday party at my house, I'm providing everything. Everything.
So
and you would just say people bring a gift.
Providing everything. If y'all wouldn't be providing, you don't see it. I hear what you're saying, baby. Me and you are vibing right now. We're not toxic at all. They toxic over here.
I guess
So I'm trying to understand. You can see it different if you're doing everything at your house, but if you go to a restaurant, it's no different.
It's different.
Can I provide some insight too to that?
Yeah, help me.
Because, especially
she's so sweet when she come in. Come on in, girl.
Especially the younger, us younger people, we're kind of more impromptu, on the spot. We are not as planning, right? So sometimes my birthday comes up and I'm like, oh yeah, it's my birthday. I don't have time to plan a party. But it's easy to call a day before and book something at a restaurant. Okay. You know what I mean? And so because it's almost a more casual kind of vibe, you know what I mean? When you invite your friends, I'm having a birthday dinner.
So don't call it a birthday dinner. Let's just say, now if you say, hey, I'm getting some friends together and we want to go hang, hang out, and I know I'm going to pay my own portion. Or today, you invited us. I want to pick up the tab for Steph. I struggle with, and I guess we just old, baby. I really do
Speak
struggle.
for yourself.
Well, baby, why you ain't paying the bill? So we got to work. We gonna have to come into the new thing.
No,
or we just gonna
I'm
stay
not
home.
going no more.
You're not going
Because
no
people
more.
aren't doing that for you. You'll
Right.
do that for your birthday. You'll pay for everybody to turn around.
Yeah, and they
And
ain't
you'll be
do-
feeling some type of...
Because I'm trying to make some sense out of this. With
Something
my
really
own
bothered you.
psychological insight here. So y'all helping me right now.
So how they helping you, baby?
Y'all helping me.
So you just not gonna go?
No.
So if Stephanie or Tiffany had a dinner and they wanted us to come, we shouldn't go?
No, I'm not saying no to not go to the party.
You better come to my...
I'm having a different perspective. on
Now
things.
you're starting to see that there's nothing wrong with you going. And,
Yeah.
and
What am I? I'm a hypocrite. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Go be honest on
Yeah.
yourself.
I'm a hypocrite because what I was saying is something I would pay for it, and then I say if you come to my house, you won't pay for it. But if I go to your house, I don't pay you neither.
oh,
And so I'm
okay.
a hypocrite for my statement I made about that.
Okay.
So I have to think back on.
because you'll show up at their house and eat their stuff up, and you ain't
Right,
said, "Can
yeah.
I give you no
Right,
money on
right.
nothing?" Okay,
Right.
Okay, so I got to eat my own words. So,
So we gonna come to their dinner
yeah.
if they
So
have a nice restaurant. Are we gonna say my budget is
if I
not saying?
choose to go,
You
then,
gonna- you ain't
I'm
gonna-
expecting to,
you're not gonna
I'm
be
expected to
begrudgingly.
pay- No, I'm not. No.
Okay, there you go. You gonna bring
Y'all
a
help- See
gift?
how y'all helped me on the show today?
You gonna bring a
Wow.
gift?
huh?
You gonna bring a gift?
When I'm pay for my own meal and a gift?
Uh-huh.
Did
But
we
what if you
talk?
don't know until you get there?
How about we talked about this earlier? My
Your presence is the gift.
my
Is the
50%.
present. My presence is the present.
Yes.
So we want to thank y'all for joining us on today's show, Tasteful Toxic with Lawrence and Val. We look forward to seeing you next week.